Drunkn bar fight review for the PlayStation VR.
Let's begin!
First up, let's take a look at the gameplay. Drunkn bar fight is exactly that, fighting in a bar. To move around, you press and hold the move button on the move controller, and there is smooth turning thanks to an update recently. You must always be the one to initiate a fight, by using one of the various weapons in the bar, or by simply using your fist. Using your fists feels a bit odd, as they fling around everywhere and they are actually attached to your body, but punching does feel great and responsive nearly all of the time. You can actually see your whole body, including your legs. The physics do look very funny on the legs, but the added physics did cause me to get stuck in objects a few times. It wasn't game breaking though, as I did eventually gain movement control again. You can pick up weapons by holding the T button. To use them, you swing your arms around very much like you would when you're punching. When your weapon makes an impact, it does feel very realistic, especially as they can break or shatter in the process. This also induces panic, especially when you have many drunks advancing on your position and you're weaponless. But obviously you can use your fists again, but they are not quite as powerful. The weapons you can use are mostly what you would expect to see lying around a bar in real life. You can use stools, darts, bottles, and even baseball bats. All of these weapons can be chucked too. Darts are especially fun as they stick into your opponent. When someone is weakened, you can even pick them up. This looks silly and is a great addition, but it also breaks the game's difficulty, as you can just constantly fling them around towards everyone without much fear of being hit. After you have beat everyone up in a bar, stats are displayed for that round. It also shows your best scores for that round and also certain attacks you discovered. When entering the bar again, the area resets. Next time you enter, there will be more people to fight. Some people have different attacks, like a flying kick. There isn't too many of these attacks though, and having more would have made the game much more varied. Eventually girls appear in the bar too, who you mustn't hit, which can be a bit annoying when trying to maneuver around them, especially when they start attacking you. It's a decent attempt to change up the gameplay, but ultimately ruins some of the hectic fun. The only aim is to beat everyone up, and after so many rounds, the bar is closed. It's a bit of a lackluster conclusion. There are 3 bars you can fight in. These are Wild West Saloon, your regular looking bar, and a bar which is located on a skyscraper, where you can chuck people off a balcony. There is also a music box where you can change the track depending on what mood you are in. Now let's take a look at how immersive this game is. The depth is very good in all of the bars, as they are quite small locations. It can be quite intimidating having someone very close in your face, especially when their foot is coming straight towards you. The weapons really do feel like they pack a punch, thanks to the move controller's rumble, and also thanks to them shattering everywhere. It does look visually impressive, and all the weapons do break like they would in the real world. When the physics engine works properly, seeing people react to each strike is incredible. It really does take into consideration the location the person was hit, and also with what type of weapon. When it works, it is the best one I've experienced in a PSVR game so far. The people even crawl away when they have been hurt badly. Hitting them on the back during this moment really does show what a great physics engine the game has. If you do get hit many times, you always know that you are close to death thanks to a heartbeat that is heard. Having your health heard through audio and not as a bar on screen keeps you in the action and more immersed in the world itself. The sound effects are really good overall, especially when objects shatter. The only sound I do have an issue with is the impact sound coming from baseball bats. It just sounds a bit too weak. People's faces become bloodied and bruised the more times they are hit, once again giving the impression that each hit really does make an impact. Now let's take a look at the setup and what controllers the game supports. I played this game in a standing position just over 2 meters away from the camera. The head tracking was perfect and the game did not make me motion sick. You really are going to need quite a bit of room for this game, as you will be throwing punches and weapons all over the place. You really do lose track of where you are in the real world, so a larger play space really is necessary. This game requires 2 move controllers to play, the other controllers are not supported. Now let's take a look at the length of the game and what trophies come with it. I beat the game in under an hour, but because of the silly nature of the game, it is intended to be replayed over and over again. Unfortunately, the trophies don't encourage a lot of replayability. In total there are 12 trophies that can be achieved. There is 8 bronze, 3 silver, and 1 gold. Most of them are related to the weapons and they will unlock naturally during the course of the game. Some are also awarded for attacking a person in a certain way, such as chucking a dart in someone's eye or hitting them in the nuts. Overall, the trophies really could have been done a lot better, and it's very strange that there isn't any rewarded for finishing every round inside a bar. And now it's time for the verdict. This game really is a lot of fun. It really is one of the best games to mess around with the physics engine in on the PlayStation VR, even though the physics can be off at times, but it actually makes the game more comical and often more enjoyable. It can get quite repetitive quickly, thanks to there not being new weapons that unlock, or new weapon locations after each round. This really is essentially a sandbox game, where your enjoyment will come from how much you like messing around with the tools that are at your disposal. It is great to experiment with each weapon, and because you must initiate the fight first, it gives you time to mess around with the physics engine. You really do have to make your own fun in the game, as the game lacks any objectives other than beating everyone up. Luckily, creating fun scenarios is easy to do. Let's hope this game becomes a series. I want to see Drunkn restaurant fight, Drunkn shopping centre fight, and Drunkn nursing home fight. Okay, maybe the last one was a bit too much, but it would be quite funny, and the game already does have a simmer frame as a weapon. As always, if you enjoyed this review, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more PlayStation VR content.